Salutations, everybody. I'll be popping in soon. Here I am. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Hold on, I'm going to get closer to my mic. I hope I'm getting closer. Yeah, sorry for, I was currently in a discussion with someone, but like, I'm still here, chat. Just slightly disassociated. So, happy Saturday, everybody. The main thing that I can tell you about this Saturday is that my muscles hurt a lot. Because I did sports on Thursday, and my leggy hurty. It was a lot of leg work, literally. And yeah, but other than that, I will say that I spent most of Friday playing deck builder games. Like me and my friend, we were playing Inscription together, as in like, he was streaming the game for me. And I basically told him what moves I want to play, and it was great. I had a really good time with that game. It's fucking terrifying. It's probably like the story is very creepypasta, but I think it's done very well, and it really chilled my spine in terms of like how, despite the fact that like things are getting worse and that uncovering the truth is just gonna like lead to your doom, you can close the game anytime, and yet you just keep going. And for what reason? Yeah. And other things, that, yeah, hold on. I need to mute my phone. It's like one of my issues. Okay. Yeah. Wow, I'm sorry that most of the stream is just me, like, mumbling like an idiot. Yeah, and then I played, like, a bunch of Slay the Spire off-stream. And, like, while I was off-stream, I actually managed to unlock, also the Watcher. Me and my friend, we basically did, like, a run together, like a different run. And it was a defuck run, and we just like spammed lightning and just took a bunch of like passives that like basically make it so that it lights, and it just became very, very funny. And yeah, wow, I can't believe I'm not doing my phone. I'm not checking my phone notifications until now. But I will do that. I will do that right now. Anyways, chat. Okay. So yeah, and then I played a bunch of Balatro. I managed to get gold stake in in the haunted deck. It's the one where you get like a bunch of more spectral cards. And yeah, it's like sometimes I feel like the main rule I understood with Balatro is that sometimes the game just decides when I should win and when I shouldn't. It's like some sort of some sort of haunted force of the buffoon. You're a buffoon either way, but either you're a loser buffoon or you're a winner buffoon, and the game decides whether you're a winner or loser buffoon, and it's not in your control at all. Welcome to the stream, whoever you are in the thing. Anyways, a couple of things I want to say before I finish is that like we're 3 followers away from reaching the 50 milestone, which is super exciting. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And the second thing is that this week, the following week, we're gonna have another collab with my friend. And in that collab, I'm probably gonna be playing Dark Souls 3 while she watches me suffer. And like it's gonna be online, so she'll probably like hop in a bit. My computer can run Dark Souls. I just hope that like doing that in streaming won't be too overwhelming. You get what I mean? But anyways, enough yapping. I think we're here. Let's just go to the main event, which is continuing Ace Attorney investigation. Ace Attorney. Like, I feel it, like, whenever I say Ace Attorney, I just keep, like, saying, like, I'm not saying, oh, Ace Attorney. Like, it's Ace Attorney for me. And is this how other people say it? Is it, like, Ace Attorney, or is it Ace Attorney? Hold on. I'm looking for the game. Naturally, it's on top of my Steam collection. It's all uncategorized. I really need to, like, learn to categorize my games. Because it's just like over 95 games and they're all it's all uncategorized behavior. It's a lot on that. It's a lot on the eye, if you get what I mean. Okay, I am going to be sharing the stream. And we will continue the game. And now I have to adjust it. I was wondering why it was so big, and then I remembered that like my Slay the Spire stream was just ridiculously small, and then I had to enhance it, and now we fixed that. Okay, I will now proceed to click the OK button. Anyways, so Ace Attorney Investigations, we are back. Last time we were here, we basically came to investigate and search for who is the person who tried to assassinate the president of Zhang Fa. And after a bit of goofing off and realizing and meeting Tabby Lloyd, who is awfully familiar to another Ace Attorney character, probably her protege. We realized that the mystery assassin is in fact none other than Shelly the Killer from the previous from the original trilogy. And he also keeps having the habit of sweating through objects. And then Horace Knightley came in and said, "Hey, no, wait, it's not Horace Knightley. It's Bronco Knight. Yeah, forgive me. I confused between the two of them. Welcome to stream. We're playing Ace Attorney right now. And Bronco Knight said, "Hey, my coworker, Bastion Brook, was murdered, and in fact, he was murdered by you, Tabby Lloyd." Again, I keep mixing up the names, my bad. And, yeah. And in order for the investigation to keep going, Shelly the Killer decided to hold Bronco at Knifepoint. And we're now in the airplane. So, yeah, I did not remember how hype the game gets and how quickly it gets hype. But it does, and it's certainly fun. I'm not complaining that the game is really shifting into gear. And because this is the sequel to the game, and because it is a sequel to another game, they don't have to do a tutorial case. They can just jump into the action without with the expectation that you in fact started with the first game. Because if you don't, then you're gonna be hella confused. Hold on, I'm looking for... Okay. So with that summary out of the way, let's continue the game. Let's continue where we left off in Turnabout Trigger. So it's back to funny voice acting and me opening my window because it is steaming where I'm at. It's like my window was closed until now and it became a bit of a sweaty oven. So now but now I took care of it, so everything's Gucci. With the death of Bastion Rook and the revelation that Shelley the Killer was in our midst, the case had taken a turn we could never have predicted. Mr. Knight ordered that the door to the presidential plane be opened. And the emergency... Oh, it's Mr. Knight, not Mr. Knightley. Wow, it's going to be hard for me to, like, call them by their official names. I will do my best, though. And the emergency personnel attending to Mr. Rook's body was asked to leave. With the scene cleared, we stepped cautiously aboard, not abroad. Though maybe it can be counted as an abroad. I wonder what Mozilla is called, like, in the original translation. I'm talking about the cow thing over there. Anyways, let's continue. No president in sight. Now, where could he be? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I need to, like, get into the vibe with him. Ah, so he's hiding behind the bulkheaded door over there, is he? I mean, if I was in an airplane and the man who was trying to assassinate me was around, I'd probably hide behind the bulkheaded door. The bulkhead door. Man, why is it that whenever I start streaming, my yawning takes over? It's not fair. As courageous in the face of danger as ever. Ha! Sorry to disappoint, but... Did you seriously expect him to be standing here waiting to meet his assassin? As we've already established, my interest lies only in the successful conclusion of this investigation. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please be so kind as to examine the body. All right. My only option right now is to play along. The rest is up to you, Detective Gumshoe. Also, another thing that I want to mention in praise of this game, Gumshoe is much more competent in this one, which is always a good thing. So the attempted assassination of the president has become the murder of a bodyguard. You look like you could use a bit of help there, Mr. Edgeworth. Not that I need it, but yes. That's what I thought. Then there's nothing else for it. Okay, Faraday, great thief extraordinaire. We'll just have to take it from here. Oh, really? You mean you're going to solve this case for me? Nope. I thought not. But I will provide vital assistance. Ah, look at that smile. We must protect it. Then let's get to scouring this crime scene from top to bottom. It will take Detective Gumshoe a while to assemble a backup. So I'll need to draw this part of the investigation out for as long as possible. Which means we have to examine everything. I want to look at the doll thing. It's a bank of monitors displaying camera feeds from in and around the plane. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Okay, I want to begin with understanding what's this. What on earth is this? Oh, that? It's the president's favorite plushie. It's a memento of something. Anyway, don't touch. But if that's the case, then why has it been left up there like nobody cares about it? Yeah, that is pretty weird. It certainly wouldn't be the first place I would think to display a beloved item. Wait, are those shards of glass underneath it? I thought something seemed strange about this cubbyhole, but now I'm sure of it. There was almost certainly another monitor here. There's also the fact that this monitor is off. These monitors are displaying the cockpit and pulse of the plane's exterior. But I don't see anything out of the ordinary. This monitor is displaying a feed of this very room.
They didn't go cheap when they bought these, huh? Very high res.
Oh, I'm afraid I can't quite tell myself, but...
I can even see the little crow's feet around your eyes.
Oh my goodness. Kay, you don't talk about that. Don't mention a man his age, please.
Oh, my bad. They're just the usual deeply etched lines, you know, on your forehead.
Okay, we gotta stop. Stop personally attacking him! Why is almost every woman in this game just like love personally attacking this poor autistic man? If you've quite finished. Anyways, that's that. I wanna see why are there gas masks around here. 2 gas masks. In case of poison gas attack, I suppose. The president certainly seems to think he's at risk of assassination at all times.
Wow, gas masks! I've never seen one before. I've heard plenty about them, of course.
Oh, from a fellow thief, I presume?
No, from the Jamming Ninja! You know, my favorite kids' TV show.
Okay, I must admit that is very shit taste.
Princess Murasaki was getting married, but the toxic ninja Wolfsbane showed up to lay down some sick burns.
It's funny because Wolfsbane is actually a poison towards werewolves and probably other things. And time to tune out. Might save myself a brain cell or 2. Oh man, this is the kind of this is the kind of dialogue that couldn't have come out in 2012. So Edgeworth, when there's silly stuff happening in the Steel Samurai, it's fine. Yes, because when the Steel Samurai does it, it's Kino. A riot shield and next to it a canary in a cage.
Aw, she's so sweet. I want one. Did you ever see a cuter partner in crime?
Partner in crime?
Well, yeah. She can help me with lockpicking. Stuff like that. A great thief has no greater ally than nature, Mr. Edgeworth.
Among other things. What about Little Thief? Is Little Thief also nature, Kay? Sadly, such birds are most commonly used for detecting poisonous gases. Yeah, that's why there's a canary here. Wait, this one isn't actually for that, is it? It could be. That's also what I thought. What's on the desk? I must scour the scene to inspect anything that catches my attention. What is the colorful stuff on the corner? These personal safety alarms are very colorful. Looks like they get a lot of use as well.
I like the president. He seems like a thoughtful guy. Buying these for his kids, maybe his wife too.
Why would they all be here? If that was the case. No, these are for his own personal use. In case the battery runs out of one of the alarms. You better be prepared.
Objection, Your Honor! It is simply not possible for one person to use this many personal alarms.
I mean, but he's not just a person, he's a president.
Why, you ask? Because he's human and therefore possesses only 2 hands.
He can also use his feet. 20 hands wouldn't be enough to count the number of objections I have to that objection. I wonder what's in the files. Documents of some kind.
We could always steal a glance.
Oh, it's also covered in case of amphibious assault. So like, in case like the assassin comes out of water.
Another security plan. Oh yeah, like the one from the trash can.
Precisely. But wait, something feels off. It's probably the... Oh, I think I know what it is. It's probably the locations. Eureka! The 2 plans are different. With the security detail... Was the security detail reorganized at some point?
Huh? Oh, you're right!
Yeah, we made some last minute change. Oh wait, that was night.
Yeah, we made some last minute changes yesterday.
President's orders. Why the urgency?
Because of what happened the day before. The killer was trying to take him down. He infiltrated security detail, posed as one of us.
Rook figured it first, but not before a guy got with it within striking distance of the president. And he just choked him. If our leader hadn't just stopped in just then, we'd all been out of a job. But he made it. And our friend here wound up with a seriously twisted arm. Rook put a bullet in it for good measure, too.
And where were you while that was happening?
You were the first one I overpowered, were you not? Ooh.
Ooh, that's embarrassing.
Okay. Shut up, kid. Ah, now I get it. Your neck has barely begun to heal, and you've already forgotten who I am. I'm disappointed. Well, it's you! Busted up my neck so bad I can't even look to my right. I was somewhat astonished I'd have sustained an injury at all. A testament to Mr. Rook's skill. He was truly a master of his craft. At least the killer likes a good challenge, you know. That's a very respectable skill. Unlike a certain other someone I could mention. Humph! I'm just as good as he ever was. You were a pawn to his queen, my young friend. What the heck do you know? Do you even play chess? Maybe, maybe not. So that's why I remembered Mr. Rook's name. You admired his skills as a bodyguard. Indeed. When I was serving on the team, I learned the names of all the operatives. But his, in particular, stayed with me. It joined a very short list of those who have ever successfully wounded me. I wonder who are the others. Maybe Phoenix Wright is there. So that's the connection he was talking about. And that's why we changed up the security plan. Had to be sure there weren't any more assassins in the ranks. The president didn't want anybody on stage he didn't trust, and he only trusts two people. Me and Rook. And now we know they were changed. How does that explain your change in position?
Oh yeah, he switched over to the right-hand side.
I told you, I can turn my neck to the right. Could only cover the president's left side. Left side, right side. It's like the song from Hatsune Miku, King. No, Gumi, it's from Gumi. So I wound up moving up to the right side of the stage. Okay, we also have the bullets, the bodyguard vest.
That looks heavy. So this is what a president wears, huh? Must be made of something super special.
Yes, to protect him from bullets.
What? So it's not just for show?
Yeah, that's how bulletproof vests work, eh? Of course not. This is a bulletproof vest.
Oh, so that's what one of those looks like. Why didn't you just say so? Now I feel silly.
I'm surprised that Kay didn't know what bulletproof vests look like. Maybe it's like I have a feeling that that's one of the cultural changes because Japan has stricter gun laws and hence less usage of bulletproof vests. I don't know. Okay. I wanna examine the silly lion. Curious figure of a curious animal with a curious expression is staring straight at me.
And look! There's a big lever right by its butt.
Don't even think about it.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about anything, I swear!
Wait, was that the killer or was it Edgeworth? It was the killer, nice. I actually noticed the tiny doodad that shows the name. I imagine the lever opens the panels beneath my feet. Ah, I see. So he's standing on a trap door. I strongly advise you not to pull it. Do so and you will regret it. You know, I'm okay with taking some advice. Especially when it's from a professional killer. Ah, poor Edgeworth. Let's examine the body. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Well, let's begin with examining the very brutal bolt wound. Well, we see gunpowder around, so it means that it was point blank. The bullet seems to have entered just under his armpit and went clean through the body. He was hit in the area his bulletproof vest didn't cover.
Like it was on purpose or something, huh?
The cause of death would appear to be the loss of blood. Attempts were made to snatch it, but to no avail.
The medics must have been brought in to try and save him.
Sadly, it was too little too late. And he also has a gun in his hand. So the victim was also carrying a revolver.
It looks like he was trying to use it.
He probably drew it on instinct when he felt threatened. We should check to see if he managed to fire any rounds off. All there. No other signs of the weapon having been used. Was this one on loan from Zheng Fa too? Yep, sure was. We're always issued with the same model gun. That's good to know. Anything else? The suitcase. It's a bulletproof attaché case. Bodyguards used them to shield their clients from gunfire. There were some in case photographed too. Looks like Rook and Knights each had one.
Oh hey, that's the photo I snatched!
You can hardly steal a photo from a public event library. Okay. I know I call her a library.
But I'm snatching up a moment in time with every picture I take, you know?
I take it snatch is a new favorite word.
Maybe.
Okay, I think that's everything. Wait, there's something else. It's the victim, Mr. Bastion Rook, bodyguard to the president of Zheng Fa.
He's one of the guys that brought President inside as soon as the shooting started.
Which means he continued to do his duty right up until his dying breath.
At least he'll get posthumously promoted?
Okay, it's better to know when to say nothing at all than to end up with your foot in your mouth. Okay.
Well, what do you mean?
I mean, bodyguards don't even operate on the same rank promotion system as the police in the first place. Unfortunately. Is there any logics we can connect? Let's see. Premeditated attack, bulletproof vest. Is it the president's? Rook's gun has not been fired. Knight's position. Bullets through body. Maybe this goes. Maybe it ended up in the vest. It did. Okay. Good going, me. 2 bullets were fired in total. We know this because 2 shots were heard. One traveled through the flag onto the balloon, and the other took Mr. Rook's life.
But there's a bullet in the president's vest too, right? How is that possible?
How indeed. The numbers don't add up. However, there is one possible explanation.
There is?
After passing through the body, the bullet that took Mr. Rook's life then found itself lodged in the vest. In other words, 2 of our bullets were in fact 1.
No way!
He's right. If the president hadn't been wearing that vest, things could have been a whole lot worse. And he wasn't injured at all by the impact? Even unobstructed by a vest? A bullet can inflict serious damage. Sure, I've known guys who got broken bones that way. But the president's okay. He's made of strong stuff.
Sounds like he didn't even need a vest.
Let's not get carried away here. I want that bullet's ballistic marking analyzed.
Remind me what those are again?
Guns leave a unique pattern of grooves on every bullet they fire. By examining those grooves, we can use them to identify which gun it came from. Think of them as fingerprints of salt.
You can tell all that from bullets? Then what are we waiting for? Analyze away!
Might be easier than said than done. That bullet hits solid armor. The impact will have completely flattened it. You'll be lucky if there's anything left for forensics to find.
What? I was all set for some analyzing.
Looks like we still have a lot to learn and find out. Maybe gun to gun? Oh, looks like I am onto something. My logicking is going pretty well today. The two guns are exactly the same. Meaning it's like that the one we found is also from Zheng Fa.
The bodyguards all got their guns from Zheng Fa authorities, right?
Yes.
Are they like, super rare or anything?
No, I don't believe so. This model isn't exactly easy to come by in its country, but it's certainly not impossible either. Ah, yes, the Japanifornian gun laws. Much more strict.
Boo! And here I thought they might be valuable treasures.
Yes, it is something of a shame.
Whoa! I just mentioned treasures and you actually responded for once!
Character development from Edgeworth. And let me point out that if the guns were rare, it would be much easier to trace them. Which would have made them treasures of the evidence variety, I suppose.
Ha! See? Everything's a treasure hunt one way or another, including this investigation.
You could say that.
Alright then. It's treasure hunting time. On with the investigation.
She certainly seems a lot more enthusiastic all of a sudden. That's quite enough investigating for now. Ugh. What is taking so long, Detective Gumshoe? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, have you solved the case? No, not yet. Is that so? Then perhaps interviewing another key witness might help you to do so. Another witness? Who?
You don't mean...
The most important witness of all. The man on the other side of the door. He really intends to have me question the president? Now, if you would please be so kind as to summon him, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop right there, the killer! You're nuts if you think I'd let him anywhere near you. Well, Mr. President, I'm sure you're watching us through this security feed, aren't you? Man, it seems like the person who has the biggest upper hand here is in fact the killer. Shelly the killer. In which case, I politely request that you show yourself. That is, if you value your bodyguard's life. Gah. Let's see if the threat worked. Well, if nothing else, we now know what kind of man you really are. Mr. President! Stop! You can't do this! Let's just all calm down, alright? Come on, detective, where in the blazes are you? Ah! The lights! What's happening? Listen well, Mr. Edgeworth. I would advise you to stay very still. It seems I will not be granted my audience with the president after all. Even with Mr. Knight's life as my bargaining chip. No! Stop! Ah! Ah! Kay! You won't get away with this, the killer! I've seen enough, and now I know the truth. Where are you? Where did you go? Ah! He fucking left! I leave the rest in your capable hands, Mr. Edgeworth. For a second, I thought he had like 6 hands. Yeah, like 6 fingers. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like something about the hand position is just kind of weird. Worth. Sir. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe! Sir! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Yeah, they all kind of flopped down because he knocked him out. For how long was I knocked out? I must have been knocked unconscious. Sir, you're okay!
Are you alright, Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh, notice how he has a hazmat suit and an astronaut suit, and like, in addition to the lifeguard jackets. They really have thought of everything. Never mind me. He didn't hurt you, did he, Kay?
Nah, I'm fine. Only just woke up myself. My head will be sore for a while, but that's about it. So you can stop worrying.
Detective, did you manage to stop the killer? Well, see, Miss Lloyd came running out of the plane, and she told us he'd flown to the coop. We were too late. I'm sorry, sir. Bodyguard over there told us something too. Seems like there was an inflatable boat missing from the window.
So he took a boat and he just boated away across Cord Lake. That's really funny.
The killer must have stolen it and rowed himself across the lake.
Man, this game can be so silly sometimes. What about the cauldron around the park?
They called everybody back to the stake out of place, including the guy stationed across the water.
No, so it's completely slipped through our fingers.
Not the best look for the department, but yeah.
Hey, Edgeworth.
Mr. Knight,
You're alive.
yeah. No thanks to murderer.
Oh, that reminds me. I found this lying on the ground next to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
A calling card, marked with a seashell.
And if you look from a certain angle, it can in fact make Phoenix Wright's face.
Guess he wanted to leave a message. Guess he wanted to leave a message.
Adorned with his distinctive shell emblem. The killer usually leaves these next to the bodies of his victims.
Oh, but you're not dead, sir.
But I could have been. Maybe that's the message. Curiouser and curiouser. I can't stop thinking about his parting words. I have seen enough, and now I know the truth. I leave the rest in your capable hands, Mr. Edgeworth. Now I know the truth. The truth about what?
Roger that. All clear here, sir. Over.
What's going on?
That was the president. He's coming out.
Now? Yeah, now the president decides to leave, but honestly it's pretty smart from him. To come out while the killer is not very smart. And here's Dijun Wang. Look at this stern man. Very lionesque.
So he's the president of Jiangfang, Mr. Dijun Wang. And you are?
It's an honor to meet you, Mr. President. My name is Miles Edgeworth.
The honor is all mine, Mr. Edgeworth. I am Dijun Wang. Your efforts on behalf of Jiangfa have not gone unnoticed. You averted something of a crisis.
It must be referring to the Altagracia case. Thank you, sir, but all I did was solve a few local cases of murder.
You are too humble. I have been observing your investigation. You are an impressive operator, Mr. Edgeworth, even if the killer did get away.
That's very kind of you to say. So he was watching through the security feed.
Sadly, I must inform you that this is as far as your investigation goes.
What do you mean? Oh, I think he's gonna say it.
Hear me, foolish prosecutor, for I shall say this only once. Knight has apprised me of the state of the affairs, and from this point forward, the case will be handled by Jiangfa's police force, the finest in the world.
I was about to say that it's, Shilong Lang hasn't proven much, but he's Interpol, so it's a different beast.
With the killer out of the picture, they're still looking to get me thrown off the case.
What do you mean what do you think you're doing, pal? Nobody talks to Mr. Edgeworth like that. If it hadn't been for him, the killer would have... Detective!
Forgive him, Mr. President, but I must confess to being somewhat confused.
I fail to see how or why this case falls within Jiangfa's jurisdiction.
You fail to see.
Enough, puny prosecutor. The amount of respect he had for me has vanished in like 3 seconds.
You seek explanations from the head of state? I say no. 1,000 times no. I will not explain myself to you. Hand over the evidence you have gathered and remove yourself from this plane. Oh, I think one of my favorite moments in the game is gonna show up soon. I do as he says if I were you, Edgeworth. Grr. This can't really be the end of the line, can it? Case evidence handed to Mr. Knight. All of it. Why? Why let us come so far only to pull the case out from under us? Now, you may leave. Knight, detain the suspect. Yes, sir. Right away. To make an attempt on my life? To murder one of my faithful servants? The effrontery. The villainy.
I didn't murder nobody. 'Cause
Shut your mouth, Miss Journalist. Answer me this. The world already lousy with lies, with deception, with sins and iniquity. Can we stand by and suffer yet another crime to go unpunished? I say no. 1,000 times no. There can be no forgiveness and there can be no surrender. Why, you ask me? Then I will tell you. He's already entered politician mode. He's hiding something, I'm certain of it. And if I leave now, we'll never know the truth. Mr. Edgeworth, sir!
Mr. Edgeworth, there's gotta be something we can do.
Well, there is. Think, Miles. Remember, how many times have you faced situations like this in the courtroom? You've confronted lies of witnesses, encountered the arguments of many other lawyers. Has the critical evidence always been laid out at your feet? No. And yet you always got the truth out of the situation in the end. With your greatest weapon of war. Your words. Mind chess, phase 2. Let's go. Now, let us analyze this state of play. Begone, puny prosecutor, or dare you defy the direct orders of a president? He's not going to listen. He clearly means to drown out any objection by means of pure rhetorical force. When an opponent is on the offensive, the best thing I can do is bide my time and wait for an opening. As he said himself, he's head of a state, a seasoned politician. He won't open himself to attack easily. I can't let him bully me into submission. I have to stay calm and alert. If I can read his movements and expressions correctly, I may be able to find the moment. My first step should be to find out why he's insisting on Zheng Fa taking over this case. The board is set. Time to make my opening gambit. Just like the title of the game, he's doing a prosecutor's gambit. Please, about the case. Did I give you permission to speak? No. 1,000 times no. I think that I need to not entertain him. I am the leader of Zheng Fa. I have no time for your insolent backchat. I was simply hoping to confirm on one basic fact. You say the investigation will now be assigned to your national police force. I do. Now enough of your pointless questions. Let's fight again. Good boy. The interior of this plane is the sovereign territory of Zheng Fa. You have no rights here. Is that so? Could it be that our current location itself is significant somehow? I should keep that in mind. It could be a useful clue. And now... Wait, no. This is Avenue of Inquiry. Let's try another angle. Could you at least explain to me why I'm off the case? Imbecile. Cease your insolent jabbering. I need not explain myself to you. My reasons are my own. and they are none of your concern. Perhaps it's time to employ my clue. In the course of our conversation, I've reduced. Oh, look at this! It's a typo. Certain facts from your behavior, Mr. President. For example, you seem particularly aggressive when discussing our current location. You smarmy smart aleck. Smart aleck. That's, I don't think I've ever heard that term before. It's very American. As you said yourself, the presidential plane is the sovereign territory of Zhengfa. And from that, we can infer that you believe the rules of the extraterritoriality, there we go, apply inside here. Is that correct? Oh, he's hyperventilating. Enough! Cease your objectionable whining. Are things getting too hot for you? If you have nothing else to say, then stop wasting my time and get out of my sight. Yeah, maybe there is such a thing as biding my time too much. Oh no, I got penalized! Can't let him bully me in the back foot. I have to stay calm and alert. Oh, I needed to... Okay, I think I understand. Okay, so we use the clue here. And I think that now, because he's nervous, we need to press him. You can rant and roar all you like, but you won't escape my scrutiny. It was unmistakable. The moment I mentioned extraterritoriality, you became visibly agitated. You think you're clever, don't you? Let me answer your little question. It's true. Extraterritorial... Oh my god, it's such a tongue twister. Extraterritoriality applies. Your laws mean nothing here. And why does it matter, you ask? It matters because it means you are powerless. You have neither influence nor authority here. Interesting. So the extraterritoriality issue does have something to do with all this. I can't believe they're bringing up the extraterritoriality so soon. I only just finished Turnabout Ablaze. What did I ever do to deserve this? Why? Why, game? Why would you do this to me? Huh. Let's dig a little deeper to the claim that the plane is sovereign territory, shall we? The next move will surely decide the victor. You may be the president, but nobody's untouchable. I just have to find the right angle of attack. Let's see. You believe that extraterritoriality applies here, but can you prove it? Do you even understand what you're asking? Of course. If I didn't, I wouldn't ask it. Have you no shame? Calling into question the good word of a man such as myself? I have nothing to be ashamed of. I don't want to provoke him. I have no more time for this. You clearly cannot be saved from your own foolishness. You didn't worry about me. I'm not the one who needs saving. That would be Miss Lloyd, the woman who is being wrongfully accused of this crime. Your chivalry is admirable, but it changes nothing. The right to extraterritoriality cannot be denied. This is Zhengfa! And then he proceeds to kick Edgeworth off the plane. This was definitely a reference. I did not expect to see a 300 reference in the year of our Lord 2024. If I want to take this any further, I'll need a clue of some kind. I'll try another attack for now. Surely you see that you've overplayed your hand. Nobody asked for your opinion. You need only obey me, nothing else. Hello, welcome to the stream. We are playing Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. And we're currently trying to play mind chess with the president of Zhengfa. A very stubborn lion is that he is. You dare tell me how to govern? How to lead? You dare contradict me? On the matter of Miss Lloyd's guilt, yes, I do. No, she is guilty. She is the culprit. There is nothing left to debate. Right, let's try biting again. Who else could have fired from the outside the plane? There is no other viable suspect. Fascinating. So he's claiming that Miss Lloyd fired at him from outside the plane. This could be a vital clue. You believe that extraterritoriality applies here. Can you prove it? Ha! I did it. I managed to pronounce it. Do you even understand what you're asking? Of course. If I didn't, I wouldn't ask it. Bide my time. He wants to play the shame game with me. Time to deploy my clue. I may not be able to call this the extraterritoriality of the presidential plane into doubt. However, according to you, she shot at you from outside the aircraft, correct? In which case, extraterritoriality cannot possibly apply in this case. Your assertion is entirely without merit, and the detainment of Miss Lloyd cannot be justified. Ah! How could I have? Bested by a mere prosecutor! But I am the president! The president! Well, unfortunately, political power only gets you so far. Humph. Checkmate. Funny lawyer noises. I trust that you don't mind if we continue our investigation now, Mr. President. Grr. I hereby officially and unreservedly confirm my approval. Consider it a gesture of magnanimity and generosity for which my good office is known. Oh, sure. You're taking credit for the work the common man has done. Very politician of you. Congratulations. Yes, for without noble acts such as... Refutably, for which reason we hereby... Blah, 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 there can be no other outcome. For our goals are lofty, and our hearts are... Blah, 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 people of Zhengfa. I swear to you right now, the investigation will continue. Wait, no, I need to, you need to say it more like, it's not people of Zhengfa, it's, people of Zhengfa. Man, it's, I'm trying to, make him sound like a certain politician, I know, but it's a little hard because of the, syllable differences. All that when you could have said, okay, all that you could have just said, okay, you got me. Mr. Knight, if you could please return the evidence. Take it. And we have everything back.
We did it, Mr. Edgeworth!
We sure did. And now the investigation can continue. Whatever. Enjoy your pocket full of pawns. I'll be over there enjoying how you put them to play. Then you will definitely enjoy my next move. Mr. President, one more favor if you could be so kind. What is it? Could you please give us your testimony concerning the incident itself? Now you want me to testify? Whoa! That's your next move? If you want the president to testify, you'll have to take him to court. All in good time, Mr. Knight. He will get his day in court soon enough. But if a person of interest refuses to cooperate in the investigative stage of the process, they're obliged to provide a detailed justification as to their reasons for doing so. That's... What's the matter? Is there something you'd rather we didn't know? This guy's very sus. Stand down, Knight. I'll do as the prosecutor asks. Thank you for your cooperation. Now listen, and listen well. Okay. Before we continue the cross-examination, I want to get myself something to drink, for I am a bit parched. Is parched the word? Or maybe is it thirsty? Either way, I need to get myself a drinky. I'll be back in a bit. Also put the jazz music so it'll be... I'll also put in the cross-examination music so there won't be anything... There won't be any awkward silence.
Okay, we're back. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I don't know who's here now. But it's good seeing you. I got myself my drink. Hello, Gira. Just joined and there's a guy Kim Wang. Hell yeah. Di Jun Wang, to be more precise. He's the president of Zhengfa. How are you, Giratina? I hope you're having a good time. Where was I? The incident. Oh, yeah, no. I just got up the stairs. And now, And now I have to like take a moment to take a sippy of my hot drink. I'm good, just relax today. Yeah, you know, I've been honestly today I've been kind of productive like during the day. I did some ice fishing. I made sure that like the bears are not going to like where the the smaller animals are, you know. Regular tundra maintenance stuff. Where was I when the incident occurred? The stage, of course. Suddenly, Rook and Knight jumped in front of me. Then, bang! A shot rang out, and a plain, unblemished balloon of a red exploded nearby. I mean, it wasn't plain, it was the Steel Samurai. No, not hesitating for an instant, my bodyguards tried to escort me back to safety of the plane. Don't know how you made sure the bears won't do that. I've been choosing to imagine you wrestled them to submission. Exactly. Listen. Usually when the bears go and interrupt my cabin midstream, I just shoo them away, but if they're really persistent, I just like suplex them outside. And then the second shot. The bullet went through. Wow, I cannot read today. Lodged itself in the bulletproof vest I was wearing.
I guess if you look at it one way, the president is also a victim here.
Yes, the victim of an attempted assassination. Rick was simply in the wrong place and the wrong time.
But that makes it even weirder. Why would the target of a crime try to obstruct the investigation?
My guess is that there's something behind all this that he doesn't want to be made public. A cover-up, huh? I knew there was more to this case than meets the eye. And the president isn't the only one who knows the truth. Isn't that right, Mr. Knight? Time to get to the bottom of this for once and for all. Time to get the witness. Time to take care of the witness. Gumshoe, my beloved. Yeah, Gumshoe, I will say, so far, Gumshoe has been much better in this case. Alone than the entirety of investigations. Mostly because, like, they made him slightly less stupider. Like, he actually connects some of the dots in with himself, and it helps. Like, Gumshoe is mostly, like, the tank of the group, in a sense. He brings people together, and, like, he has enough charisma and friendliness that he's taken seriously within the police force, which is actually surprising, considering how much of a dumb he is. But I think that he also got it from like all the events of the trilogy, where like he risked his life to get the truth involved. So he got like a bit of karma points. Or, I mean, I was also gonna say aura, but I mean, he got some good reputation. Man, brain rot slang is really hitting deep. Where was I when the incident occurred? The stage, of course. Suddenly, Rook and Knight jumped in front of me. Then bang! A shot rang out and plain, unblemished balloon of red exploded nearby. It wasn't a red balloon, it was the Steel Samurai. I want to press it just to see how Edgeworth reacts. How about that red balloon? Are you trying to test me, Mr. Prosecutor? No, Mr. President. I simply wish to confirm what you remember. Humph. Very well. There were two very large, very round balloons. One on either side of this stage. Hello, welcome to the stream. We are playing Ace Attorney Investigations. Currently in turnabout trigger. I keep thinking that Wang is flipping you off when he points his finger. He's very much close to it. Like, he's one finger, like, it may not be the finger, but the gesture is there. I'm pretty sure someone already made an edit of, like, Wang flipping you off, and if they didn't, someone get on that. The same security plan we found in the trash can, I assume. Rook and Knight leapt to my aid before the balloon exploded. No hesitating for an instant, my bodyguards tried to escort me back to the safety of the plane. And then the second shot.
Hold it!
Do you know where that second bullet went?
Is this how you treat a foreign dignitary? Or do you really think there's such needling questions necessary?
Whoa, what's he so upset about?
Mostly, must you insist on going over the same details again and again? Even my patience has its limits. You know full well where it went. The bullet went right through Rook and lodged itself in the bulletproof vest I was wearing. Okay. I like how he's, casually flexing on us.
Nothing he's saying seems too off base.
Guy's the victim here. Wouldn't make much sense for him to lie to us, you know? Guess we gotta assume he's selling the... No, one of the things he said is clearly wrong. Think back to the scene of the crime.
Huh? Did we miss something? Alright, let me see that evidence again.
I may as well take another look myself. I mean, it wasn't a balloon, it was a Seal Samurai. But it is a balloon. And was red. Okay, this one balloon shone here. I'm pretty sure...
Hold it!
I'm gonna try pressing some statements and then I'm going to try to see present. When I stepped to protect you, were you aware of the fact you were being targeted? Was I aware of the... No! I was aware of my audience. Nothing else. Then what was the entire shot where, like, you saw the balloon on him? When I step on the podium, I enter another world entirely. A place of rapture. A place beyond words. He clearly does seem like he's ascending, that's to be certain.
Yeah, I think that's called stage fright. I bet you were like a deer in headlights.
Or stage fright. I was reading it as stage fight. It's like you have flight or fight. No, 1,000 times no. I remember every second. Each moment is indelibly etched in with my memory. When Rook and I stepped in, I was shocked, overwhelmed, taken aback. That is true. And then a second shot. The bullet went right through Rook and lodged itself in the bulletproof vest I was wearing. Did it? Okay, Okay, I'm going to try and figure out what's the catch here. Welcome to the stream. We are currently cross-examining the president of a foreign nation. Where was I when the incident occurred? At this stage, of course. Something we can... Okay, there's no way it's the Steel Samurai, is it? Why is he so ripped? Hello, Explode Things! How are you doing? Why is he so ripped? Because he's full of air. I'm currently trying to...
Objection!
Oh, it was the contradiction? Was it because it was not... Oh, it wasn't the plain red balloon, it was the Seal Samurai. Edgeworth's autism works for a benefit yet again. You say it was a red balloon that burst, but I strongly beg to differ. What? Take a look at this. I think you'd agree it's hardly plain, wouldn't you? Task fatal for successfully. Yeah. No! What? Who is that? Mr. President, meet the Steel Samurai. I would have hoped you might recognize him. How do you say no when he's holding air? And I don't know. Maybe he says like, no! Like inhales the no, and then maybe like he says the no as he's inhaling. Especially if you were hoping to ingratiate yourself with the people of this country.
Yeah, you need to watch the Jamming Ninja too.
He's amazing, okay? That the Jamming Ninja is overrated, and the person who promote and his actor drove a woman to suicide. It's funny she keeps standing him despite the fact that like Juan Corda, the actor for Jamming Ninja in the original trilogy, is just a total piece of shit. He completely ignores her. So you see, the balloon was struck by the bullet was anything but plain. It was in fact of the Steel Samurai. I can't believe that was the contradiction. But the briefing mentioned 2 plain red balloons. Oh, and there they are, right on the security plan.
They do look pretty plain, don't they? Just simple round balloons.
Knight, what is the meaning of this? Explain yourself. Yes, Mr. President. It seems the Steel Samurai balloon was borrowed at the last minute, sir. Borrowed? That's what we were told. Is it true? I mean, do we have the other... They weren't. I mean, I know if they were borrowed last minute, they were borrowed a few years before that. I mean, a few days before that. Yes, they only reported the incident to us bodyguards, though. Seems there was only a little trouble here on site last night. Welcome to the stream! We are currently playing Ace Attorney Investigations. I hope you stick around. Prosecutor's Gambit, the sequel, to be precise. One of the original balloons burst somehow.
So they swapped it in as an emergency replacement.
Yeah, one of the stall holders happened to have it. From what I heard, he was more than willing to lend it out. A very happy-go-lucky kind of guy, they said. Is it Larry? A happy-go-lucky stall holder with a Steel Samurai balloon to spare. Huh. I have a feeling that's Larry. I mean, in case 1, in Turnout Goodbyes, he did in fact work in the steel, like in the stall that sold samurai dogs. Samurai Bones did the locals in the original translation, by the way. I am a walking encyclopedia of Ace Attorney facts. They filled just the balloon part with air to make it look like the other ornamental balloon. So while it was a Steel Samurai balloon, it was made to look like a plain red one above water. Is that the long and short of it? Knight, why was I not informed of this? Sorry, sir. We didn't think it was a pressing issue. And indeed, you saw it and knew no different, correct? Yes, I suppose so. Could he really have mistaken the Steel Samurai's pants for a plain red balloon? Still, Mr. President, I struggle to see how you wouldn't have noticed something different about the balloon. That's definitely curious. Of course! But what was that outburst for? Now I remember. I could barely see the balloon. I think that the voice that I'm gonna do for him, like I tried doing like a specific like domineering one, but I think I have an idea of how to make it funnier. I could barely see the balloon. You couldn't see it. That's right. The wind was blowing too hard. The flags to the sides of the stage were flapping incessantly and blocking my view. I could barely see the buffoon. Of course. Oh my god, of course. Is that so? Yes, those 2 flags. They were being blown back towards me. I mean, he's lying because of the bullet trajectory. There would have been a strong wind blowing right around the time of the incident. Strong enough to blow the flags in such a fashion. But does it conflict in any way with our understanding of the case? Yes, it does.
You should always be on the lookout for the unexpected buffoonery. Yep, I definitely should. Thank you, Mr. President. Your testimony has revealed yet another contradiction. It has? Yes, a contradiction that could turn this entire case on its head. When I arrived at the scene, the wind has died down and the flags were resting calmly for the most part. But if the wind was previously blowing on the flags the President describes, a certain piece of evidence suddenly takes on a very different meaning. Which piece of evidence contradicts the stated contradictions of the case at the time of the incident? I think it's the bullet trajectory.
Take that!
This is... There we go. Oh, so if it was blowing, then it means that, like, the shooter came from behind. Earlier, we deduced that the bullet that struck the Steel Samurai balloon and the bullet that passed through the flag were the one and the same. From these two things, we further deduced that the trajectory the bullet must have taken. And we concluded that our shooter must have fired from the left side of the spectator area. Hold on, so this means... Does this mean that... Oh, I think it might mean that, like, the person who was shooting it was Bronco Knight. But if the flags were blowing as the President describes, the conclusion becomes quite different.
No way! The flags are pointed in the other direction.
Exactly. Our trajectory changes completely. And then he inhales again. And if we trace the trajectory back to its source, we can ascertain who really fired that shot.
Wait, but Mr. Edgeworth, that would mean...
Yes, I know. We may not yet understand the reason why, but it could have been one person who did it. Who does the bullet's new trajectory implicate as the one who fired the shot?
Take that!
It's Bronco Knight. The map even tells it to us. The person who fired that shot was none other than you, Mr. Knight.
What?
The path from the balloon back through the flag leads directly to the spot where you're standing. But the guy's one of the President's bodyguards. Why the heck would he go around shooting balloons? This is absurd. What exactly are you trying to imply? That Mr. Knight, a man who has saved my life countless times, is my would-be assassin? Seriously, Edgeworth, we've put up with a lot from you, but this? We're President Wang's bodyguards. We're the pieces put on the board to protect the king. I'll handle this, Knight. Sorry, sir. Mr. Edgeworth. The wind was indeed blowing quite fiercely around the time of my speech. But the wind can pick up and die away at an instant, can it not? Therefore, I need proof. Proof that it was blowing hard enough to lift the flags during that crucial moment. Do we have that? The fist shot was fired right around the time the President raised his fist. I have a piece of evidence that shows that. Perhaps it can only also show us what was happening with the flag then. I think it's this one. Maybe it's Miss Lloyd's tape. President passionately addresses some crowd as they're trying to shoot. Okay, never mind. No, this is not showing us any of it. It's not showing that there was wind blowing. Do Kay's photographs show the flags? Oh, they do! There is a flapping flag there.
Take that!
Your proof is in the picture right here. Humph. This should be good. Which picture? Where? We can see which way the flag was really blowing. Right here.
Take that!
I feel like such a genius managing to glue these without a strategy guide. I didn't even remember, like, this track of logic. Like, with the first game, because I played it so many times as a kid, I just remembered a lot of it. Like, a lot of, like, which evidence should go where and when. But, like, with this case, I'm just, like, doing the legwork, because I only played this game once. Well, do you deny that it clearly shows the flag? There we have it! Proof that it was blowing towards you at the moment of the shooting. So that means our pal over there did shoot the balloon.
Making him the assassin?
Mr. Knight. He's not the assassin. Mr. Knight is not the assassin. He may have shot the balloon, but the president was on the other side of him entirely. Therefore, he can't have been aiming at his boss.
Yeah! Besides, why would he even shoot the balloon? What would even be the point?
Well, there's a question. That's a question. And watch how you answer. I might aim for something else next. Someone needs to take that revolver from him and just put it on a high shelf, because, man, it is intimidating how trigger-happy he is. There was a point. I'm sure of it. If I can figure out what it was, perhaps I can finally put this whole conundrum to rest. Knight definitely shot the balloon. We also see that, we also have evidence to that, like, with the location of his hand. The fact alone changes everything about this case. Time to do logic. Knight's position, he was on the right side of the stage, and he shot the balloon. Why did Knight's assigned position change? I told you I can't turn my neck to the right. Could only cover the president's left side. Wow, I need to make sure that I keep his sentence, like his manner of speech consistent, you know? Because he sounded like this until now, and I just decided to change it halfway through. So I would wound up moving to the right side of my stage. But is that the only reason? Let's suppose the plan has changed. That Knight had remained posted to the left. Given that he was unable to turn his head to the right, would he even have been able to shoot the balloon closest to him? It's true. Could it be that a security plan was changed for the express purpose of popping one of the balloons? And if we suppose that to be the case, the two plans are different. What was the security detail reorganized at some point? Yeah, we made sure some last-minute changes yesterday. President's orders. That's right. The president was the one who ordered a change. So we had to pop the balloon. Maybe I think that's Wang wanted him to pop the balloon on purpose. If I'm reading things right, the president knew in advance about the balloon shooting. Which means he must have had foreknowledge that he would be in someone's crosshairs today as well. And if that's true, then everything else that have been bothering me falls neatly into place. How did the shooter get a gun such heavy security? And why would they then carry out the shooting wearing such a conspicuous item of clothing? Why use a laser sight that would give away their location in an instant? Is it saying to me that the assassination was perhaps staged? Maybe that was the truth the entire time. And how did the president suffer no injuries at all, despite a direct hit to his vest? The buffoon shooting. Yeah, it is pretty much the buffoon shooting. These are the questions that Knight and the president don't want us to consider. There is only one possible reason for Mr. Knight to have fired his gun. To create the illusion of an assassination attempt.
What?
Huh?
Idiot. You do understand what you're saying? Oh, I understand all too well. I understand everything now. Most of all, I understand why you were so keen to take this investigation off my hands, Mr. President. You wanted your real plans to remain hidden. How dare you speak to me that way? Is this some sort of sick joke? Oh, it's no joke, I assure you. It is simply the truth, as revealed by the careful application of logic and reasoning, my best friends. Nothing more. But wait, Edgeworth, I thought Phoenix Wright was your best friend. He is something else more intimate. The first shot was fired on Mr. Knight with the specific intention of hitting that balloon. The sound of gunfire and the bursting of the balloon were guaranteed to cause a panic. And then he fired again.
He did?
Yes. He fired 2 bullets, both of which were aimed at the balloon. As for why he did so, it's because the second shot was designed to create an impression the president has been hit.
So then, what's the deal with the one in the vest?
I'm willing to bet that bullet was planted there long before the shooting ever occurred. Seems like the buffoon is inhaling.
So, Mr. Heroic President didn't take a bullet after all.
Wow, what a phony. Hold it! That's not true! I was shot, I tell you! We'll be able to verify that for ourselves once we take a closer look at that bullet. At the very least, we can expect to find traces of Mr. Rook's blood on it, correct? Yeah! But you said it yourself! You found the shooter in the photograph! The person with the red hood!
Objection!
I thought I made myself clear. That trajectory points only to one possible shooter, Mr. Knight.
Then where does Tabby fit into all this?
She was simply one part of the plan. In order to base their suspicion elsewhere, they set about creating a fake assassin.
The highly suspicious person with the red hood!
I have yet to ascertain exactly how complicit Miss Lloyd was in the entire scheme, but I can say with some confidence that none of the shots were fired by her. I suspect her only job was to point a laser sight at the president.
That's right! I was...
Task was turning her jacket inside out the moment the crowd flew in a panic, yes. Thus making the mysterious red-hooded shooter disappear in the blink of an eye. Then, when the gun and the security were later found in the trash can, it would have all appeared to have been the work of an assassin so skilled they could vanish into thin air. Seems like Shelly the Killer was a big red herring in this one. But then the case would have gone cold. Exactly what our friends here were hoping for.
Makes sense why they wanted you off the case.
Indeed, because the entire affair was a cheap ruse perpetrated by the president himself. He's flopping. The floppy buffoon. No, it does not work. No, The presidential mask has well and truly slipped. POV, the president does his best dog impression. I mean, he was roaring, but I just felt like doing a Another sip of the tea. Admit it, the entire assassination was a lie, wasn't it? Urgh. If that stupid chief prosecutor hadn't insisted on assigning you. Urgh. How could I let this happen?
Objection!
Oh, wow. POV, the president regains air. Oh, that was the new objection voice clip. Interesting. He sounds a little... he sounds very casual, let him. That's enough, Edgeworth. Mr. Knight! Sorry, but I'm speaking with the president right now. Yeah, well, I'm doing my job as a knight and protecting my king. What a simp. Guys, do you think that if Dijun President Wang opened a Twitch chat, Knight would be a tier 1 subscriber?
Because I think you will. So go ahead. Keep your running your mouth. Perhaps it would be better if we stuck to threatening each other with words.
He wouldn't, would he?
Heh, I don't need this thing to shut you up. Alright, my move. Question. You claim I fired my gun up on stage. Knight would be top of the donation and sub leaderboards every week. Yeah, absolutely. A real... You can't pronounce Bronco without bro. You claim I fired my gun from on stage. How do you figure out that I did that in front of a crowd of thousands? An excellent point. Time for my counter move, I suppose. It's time. Yeah, and Edgeworth, God, what was his name? Edgeworth's special tool would be to summon former USSR champion Anatoly Karpov. Insert Dark Souls music here. I love that meme so much. It's so funny. I hope you guys all know what I'm talking about. It's one of the best ones. That's an excellent point. Okay, so he hasn't finished Anatoly. He's literally in the other part of the world. Anatoly Kaporava. Okay, so I'm gonna post this link. There is this infamous clip called Anatoly Karpov versus Misha versus the kid. There's this video called Why Do You Hear Boss Music? It came out a few years ago. Bro, is your neck okay? It's not. He got strangled by a serial killer. That's his bit. So I posted a link in chat. It's like that's the meme I'm talking about. Wait, no. Oh, this one. Yes. He summons. Yeah. Oh, I know it. Anatoly Karpov. But unfortunately, Anatoly cannot be in the game. Please listen. He's too busy traumatizing a little child on national Russian television. You had a certain something that allowed you to consider your actions. A certain something, huh? Mighty specific. What did Knight use to hide his actions from the crowd? Well, we already know it's the bulletproof attaché case.
Take that!
My attaché case. Yes. Take a look at case photograph. Your right hand is completely obscured by the case. At the very moment the picture was taken, you were firing your gun, and as you can see, Mr. Rook, Bastion Rook, both of his hands are exposed. And in such a way that you wouldn't be detected.
Objection!
Objection! You don't like to get the facts in the way of a good theory, do you, Edgeworth? Oh, are there facts I'm not aware of? Shame you don't seem to have noticed. Noticed what? The theories are all you have. Conjectures, nothing more. That flag was billowing in the whirlwind precisely the right moment. I hit my gun with my attaché case. We changed the security plan before I couldn't turn my head. Because I couldn't turn my... It's all just speculation. Circumstantial evidence at best. You can't prove any of it. No. If you at least had the bullet to burst the balloon, you might have a scrap of credibility. Imagine, you could have run forensics to see if it matched my gun. But no. The bullet was in the bottom of the lake. You're gonna go dredge it up? Well, unfortunately, dredging is part of the David. There is no dredge DLC in Ace Attorney Investigations. In either game. I hate to say it, but he's right. I don't have anything concrete. I thought not. Maybe now you can shut your mouth. Hold it. Oh, it's her. Hold it! Sloyd. Of course, she could shed some light on this whole situation. We just need to get her to talk. What's the matter? Something you want to say, Miss Journalist? No, never mind. That's what I thought. Miss Lloyd. I need you to be brave. If you don't speak up, the truth will be lost forever. You are a journalist after all, are you not? Dang it! I can't stay quiet any longer! Hey, you understand what you're doing, right? I think carefully before opening that mouth of yours. I was so focused on bagging Scoop, I forgot the most important thing of all. Real journalists don't lie. I mean, some real journalists in real life do lie, but sure, you're correct. Ain't no ding, Scoop, if it ain't the truth. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I should have showed you this before. It's the laser pointer. What is it? It's the laser pointer I used on the president. But that's not all I've done. But that's all I've done. I never shot nobody. You stupid. I thought I told you. You squeal and you go down as an accomplice. It was him! He told me to do it! I was at Jing Fa's embassy sniffing out a story like I told you. This was 3 days back. He comes up to me out of the blue, just starts talking. Help me out and I'll get the guy exclusive access to the president. That kind of stuff. But what about the light gun in the trash can? That I don't know nothing about, I swear it. All he told me was to wear a jacket with a red hood and to point that they're pointer at the president. That they're point. I never thought a minute I'd blow up in the face of so bad. I'm sorry, truly I am. Thank you, Miss Lloyd. I'd like you to testify to that effect when it goes to trial. I ought to know, I had to go a long way towards proving that the assassination was a sham. Ah! What's wrong with you people? Didn't any of you know what's good for you? My sympathies, Mr. Knight. You successfully removed me from this case as you'd intended. Yeah, Yeah, wow, I forgot what I went to check. Sorry. Perhaps then you could have kept your pawn quiet, Look at how silly he is. He looks kind of horse-faced here.
So let me get this straight. You told Tabby, if you let slip about our fake assassination plot, we'll have you convicted for murder? Or something like that?
Of all the dirty! I said no such thing! Hold it! Looks like someone wants to talk again. It's President Wang. Give it up, Knightley. Knight, it's time to come clean. It's our only choice. So, Mr. President, you admit it. You admit that there was a plot to fake an assassination attempt. I do. I'm sorry.
But why? Why use something like that?
Deploy it. My popularity has been on the wane back home. I thought surviving an attempt on my life would give me the boost I needed. I know what we did was wrong. So yes, it was all lies. All of it. And the bullet in the vest.
It was planned ahead of time. I wasn't hit by anything today. Wow, what an absolute loser.
Literally full of air. Even his muscles were fake.
But then, what was up with the killer?
Our plan got out somehow. And then he just appeared, hellbent on turning our fake assassination into a real one.
Hence the red raincoat, I suppose. He'd hoped to get close enough as the fake assassin to finish the job.
There is one thing I don't understand, though.
Oh, and what would that be? Why did Rook have to die?
Why did Rook have to die? If the whole thing was fake, how did he wind up getting killed for real? For real?
That's true. And therein lies the real question.
He was a fine bodyguard. The best, in fact. He may have been the native of Zheng... He may not have been a native of Zhengfa, but he was someone I could fully trust.
Mr. Rook must have been really something to gain the trust of someone who'd hide from his own shadow.
Sounds like he was a trustworthy to present assigned to you, huh, sir?
Hey, welcome to the stream. We are currently playing Ace Attorney Investigations. I think we're nearing the end of, but like, I think it's specifically the final confrontation.
I believe that's for me to say, Detective, not you. Mr. Rook must have known about the plan too. Then, correct?
He wasn't aware of any specific details, so not really. I tried to involve him, but he refused.
And you would have done well to listen to him.
This is a tragedy. The life of a good man has been wasted. What was so great about him, anyway?
What's gotten into him? He was just another piece on the board. There to protect you, nothing more.
Mr. Knight, how could you?
Who was it that actually went along with your plan, huh, Mr. President?
Well, that pious coward backed down when you needed to step up the most. I value your support too, of course, but...
Look, I'm your chief bodyguard now. That's all that matters. And now that spineless fool Rook is gone, things are going to change around here. Thanks to me, genius strategist, grandmaster, rightful leader to this team.
I think you exposed your vendetta. I think you exposed the motive.
We are all well aware of your ambitions, Knight. But doesn't this seem a little imprudent of you?
It really is. It's like, this man who recently died a few minutes ago was dead. Like, was really good at his job, and he will be missed.
Well, it doesn't matter, because I get to get its job.
Absolute loser behavior. A failed son of a man.
Why? My plan this time was perfect.
Oh no, he's dead. Anyway, absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on here.
And as they always will be. That's quite a statement. Especially considering that your perfect plan was an abject failure.
Yes, no thanks to you. And the buffoon Rook.
Oh my god, buffoon mentioned! Balatro reference, right there! I can't escape Balatro no matter how much I try! Damn it! Buffoon!
And how exactly is it Mr. Rook's fault?
Yeah, one sec.
If he hasn't died, the killer would never have... And I wouldn't have had to let you on this plane.
Please, Mr. Knight, you mustn't talk like that. Wow, even he's turned off by how Knight is absolutely evil right now.
Fine. This guy protected you. Died protecting you, Mr. President. I'm sure that's just what he always wanted. But did he die protecting the president? Wait! I thought the whole assassination thing was fake! Oh, come on! Do I have to say everything twice? We planned a fake assassination, but someone came along and tried to make it real. 2 shots were fired, remember? Like you said, Edgeworth, one of them was the bullet I shot through that balloon. But the second, that wasn't me. Oh, really? Then who did fire it? The real assassin, but not the killer. His plan was to come after the president with a knife. Now, the most likely suspect here is the piece cowering quietly in the corner. Our little white queen over there. What?
Miss Lloyd?
Again with this? I'm not your danged assassin! But is it really true? I, for one, don't believe it. The gun in the trash can. It can only belong to you.
Okay. How did you get the gun? Explain your gambit, sir.
As soon as I shot the balloon, I rushed over to help Rook escort the president back onto the plane. I left Rook here in this room while I secured the president in the safe room. When I came back out, Rook was lying there on the ground. This journalist must have shot Rook while we were escorting the president off stage. The single killer shot was fired by the gun you found in the trash can.
So you don't actually know when the victim was struck by the bullet, do you? I cast doubt. There were 2 bullets. Where did the second one come from? That can only be your bullet. The Knight doesn't protect the Rook, Edgeworth.
He protects the king.
You want to translate? He means that his only concern was protecting the president.
Lose the king and you lose the game. Isn't that the first rule of chess?
But a win in which a key piece is sacrificed is entirely a victory indeed.
Doesn't matter. It's still a victory. I kept the president safe. I win.
Yes, hello, Mr. Clopop. Do you wanna fly all the way from Russia to here to Japan, California to kick this guy in the shins? I think that Anatoly Karpov has become the unofficial mascot of this Let's Play, especially now that like chess is like a big part of this of the game. Well, it's a bit early to be calling our little match. In any case, for this is where our battle really begins. Gambit time! As soon as I shot the balloon, I rushed over to help Farouk escort the president back on the plane. I left Farouk there in the room while I secured the president in the safe room. When I came back out, Rook was lying there on the ground. This journalist must have shot Rook while we were escorting the president off stage. A single killer shot was fired by the gun you found in the trash can. Yeah, but like, he wasn't bleeding on the ground, then what happened? So Miss Knight suggesting that he first fired 1 shot, then Miss Lloyd fired 1 more. Yeah, basically implying that Tabby also had the gun on her. Beats me where she could have got one from, but hey, his entire testimony is pure conjecture. He can't prove any of it. You're right! Let's hit him with some cold hard, undeniable evidence. I mean, I think I found a contradiction. Because, okay, and I'm gonna save so I won't lose any penalty. Because she fired 2 bullets, my guy. And it seems like it's not the right testimony, so I'm gonna load. I mean, I can take a testimony, but I kind of don't wanna. I want my clean run. I want this run to be as clean as possible. That single killer shot
Yeah, but the gun fired 2 bullets.
Objection!
There we go. I needed to present it over here.
So you contend that it was you who shot the balloon and Miss Lloyd who shot the Mr. Rook? Are you sure about that? Sure, I'm sure. While what you proposed would have been indeed match up with the total number of shots heard. The gun from the trash can itself also has been fired twice. Then why would a supposed number of shots heard from the gun differ from the number of spent rounds? It's simple. Because it was planted by the real perpetrator of the crime. Somebody faked the evidence? Yes, and if you think about it, the reason for doing so is obvious. To ensure that whoever found the gun would conclude that the shooter has been in the spectator area. In order to do that, they had to make it seem as if both shots came from one weapon. And this is why Bronco constantly kept unloading his bullets. He wanted to get rid of the evidence. That's pretty smart of him. Precisely. As we already proven, that bullet that burst the balloon came from a different weapon. Which makes it entirely possible the bullet which killed Mr. Rook didn't come with this gun either. Huh, nice work, Edgeworth. That's some high-grade sleuthing. But when you get your point, you've come this far. Spit it out. Oh, I intend to, don't worry. The person who really shot Mr. Rook was you.
Take that!
Fuck you. You, Mr. Knight. You're the one who murdered Mr. Rook. Ooh, finally got the courage to say it, huh? Surely not. Surely you wouldn't have. It wasn't really the killer who tried to take advantage of this fake murder plot. You killed Mr. Rook, hoping that he would look like an accident victim of the bungled assassination. With the president locked away in the safe room and the door to the play tightly closed. It was just you and Mr. Rook alone, together. But instead of kissing, you killed each other. And that was when the 3rd bullet was fired, right into your colleague's body.
Objection!
He sounds so bored in his canon objection. Fan translation I don't remember how the fan translation objection sounded, but it sounded like less like this. Wait, you're really gonna claim there's a 3rd one now? You just said only 2 gunshots were heard. Wanna tell me how that works? Someone would say killing each other is even more passionate than kissing. Yeah, murder of passion, have you heard of that? That's an actual legal term.
Objection!
I think cabins are practically soundproof, Mr. Knight. If you close the door, nothing can be heard from the outside. Not even gunfire. But wasn't the president right next door? Very true. Which means he may have heard the shot himself. Well, Mr. President, I didn't hear anything. Uh-oh. But you can observe this room through your security feed, can you not? The camera in this room isn't normally on. I have manually switched it on when I enter the safe room. And that's what you did this time too, right?
Oh, so that's... Are you telling me that, that Mr. Bronchitis? Are you telling me that Mr. Bronchitis just, like, took the monitor and just threw it out somewhere? Because I think he did that.
Well, that is... What's gotten into him? Mr. President, this is vitally important. Please, President Wang!
Fine, I was busy hiding under the bed, covering my ears.
What? Even though you knew the whole thing wasn't real?
Yes, because I hate the sound of guns.
But it was.
Just the slightest hint of that awful noise and... Oh, it's just too much. She's so shocked. Yeah, listen, the sound of guns is not very fun. It's like... Hollywood movies, like, make you really desensitized to gun noises, but, like, I remember that, like, when I was in Disneyland, over, like, a decade ago, There was a stage show from Indiana Jones, and they used prop guns, and like the sound of a gun just really, like the sound of like the fake gun really, really frightened me.
Oof, that there is sadder than a pot of overcooked crawfish.
Mr. Knight, you saw that President Wang was cowering underneath the bed. And what's more, you knew from the monitor beg that a security camera for this room hasn't been switched on. Which means you knew the circumstances were perfect for you to fire that third shot straight at Mr. Brooke. Knight? How could you? Could you really have betrayed my trust so horribly? Well, I feel like, now he sounds completely different, like, in his voice. I need to keep it more consistent. You think I killed the whole half-wit? You don't trust me much, huh? This is the thanks I get for putting my life on the line for you day after day? I want to believe you, but... I don't get it. I just don't get it. What is there to doubt here? What, you don't believe that girl over there could have done it? No, because this gun isn't the murder weapon. We know this from the number of bullets fired. Yeah? Well, how do you know there wasn't a spent bullet from the start? What? Someone could have fired a bullet from the gun yesterday or the day before. And today, another bullet. That bullet hit Brooke. That's pure speculation, pal, and you know it! Maybe. But can you prove it's not true? Neener, chicker deener. Not with any certainty, no. You're nothing without conclusive proof, so come on. A single piece of evidence, straight through my heart. I dare you. Well, what are you waiting for? Yeah. There must be something. Mustn't there, Mr. Edgeworth? If we can't prove it, Tabby's... Please, Ruffles. I messed up. I know I did. I should never have done what I did. Not even for a scoop. Not even for a scoop. But murder? No, that ain't me. Ain't a murderous bone in my body. Conclusive proof. If only I could prove that Knight's gun is the murder weapon. Wait, perhaps I can. If you at least had a bullet burst a balloon, you might have had a scrap of credibility. Imagine, you could run forensics and see if it matched my gun. If we had the bullet that killed Mr. Brooke, forensics could tell us which gun was fired from. No proof, no case. End of conversation. Well, we don't have the bullet, so the question is, where could it have gone?
Objection!
Hold it right there. What now? You're not about to claim you do have proof. Of course I do. This ought to be good. Alright, bring it on. Show me this proof of yours. The bullet have killed Mr. Rook and the key to ending our game. Very well. My conclusive evidence is... Well, it's not in my possession. I looked over in my organizer. Not currently in my possession. Alright then, thanks for playing, folks, but that's game over. Thanks for watching my stream. Like and subscribe for a next chess match in real life, with lives on stake. Tune in next stream where I play 5D chess with time travel. My favorite. I can't believe that Bronco became a streamer. I'm guessing that being a security guard for the president doesn't really cover rent. Wait, a chess match IRL? He's just ripping off that one part of Harry Potter, SMH! Hold on, listen, Harry Potter is a bit of a hairy situation because, fuck J.K. Rowling, but, one of my favorites, one of my favorite memes of all time is the scene, like there is a dance remix with like bad 3D animation, and it's the monologue. Here, I found it. So apparently there's chessboards, which is like, it gets a bunch of like, what is... it seems like a chess website. Apparently there's a Batman chess, and like they actually got the script here. The transcript is down. Hold on, I'm looking on it. Wait. Chess scene script TikTok. Listen, I'm trying to like get. I wanna read it. It's really funny. Once I make my move, the queen will take me. Then you're free to check the king. No! Run now! What is it? He's going to sacrifice himself! Wow, it's... Listen... Fuck JK Rowling, but that's a really, really funny meme. It's like, listen, much like any other person who was raised in the previous decades, I too have been exposed to Harry Potter. And like, whenever like someone in my family watches Harry Potter, sometimes I'll stay by and join. I am not a saint. I cannot take the inner Potterhead within me, no matter how much I try. Like, I haven't read the books, and I don't really engage with the fandom because reasons. But like, sometimes when a meme is funny, the meme is funny. Like, the Harry Potter Did Put Your Name in Goblet of Fire is also great. The Potter Puppet Pals are really funny as well. You guys are welcome to clip me, and then make everyone cancel me for it. It's fine. It's here in this room. What? As we know, the bullet that killed Mr. Rook passed through his body. Harry Potter Puppet Pals, my beloved. Harry Potter Puppet Pals also has the advantage of like being a Neil Cicierega project, and Neil Cicierega is goated. I don't think he ever missed in terms of like the stuff that he made. Like, and I think it's like I like how a lot of like the things he made on the internet just like became a fabric of internet culture. And like, he's been doing it since the early 2000s. It's absolutely impressive.
But where did it end its journey? Perhaps we should cast our minds back to an earlier conversation. After passing through his body, the bullet that took Mr. Rook's life found itself lodged in the vest.
Oh, so that's why you threw away the monitor. That makes sense.
He's right. If the president hadn't been wearing the vest, things could have gotten a whole lot worse. But now, of course, we know the so-called assassination attempt was a complete fabrication. The vest was prepared in advance, made to look as if it has been hit by a bullet. Which begs the question, where is the real bullet? I like it. A twist. This is good stuff, Edgeworth. Come on then, don't keep us in suspense.
Does any of the evidence point to where the bullet that killed Mr. Rook might have ended up? Well, it does, because the monitors do show us some glass shards. There's something very clearly missing from this room.
Yes, a prosecutor with some common sense.
Take a look at the bank of security monitors. Oh, I see you've caught on, Mr. President. Splendid. There are screens here showing views from all around the airplane, inside and out. The only external angle not covered is the right-hand side of the aircraft. And that's because one of the monitors is missing. There was a monitor in that space previously, wasn't there, Mr. President? There was. I have no idea what my plushie is doing there right now, but though. Maybe it's someone's vain attempt to hide what is obviously lacking. But where did it go and why? The why is easy enough to answer, because it was struck by a bullet. If we were to believe the bullet in the vest was the real deal, then anything that would have hinted the existence of another bullet would have been removed.
So where did the missing monitor go?
Where indeed? I believe it must be hidden somewhere in this plane.
After all, there wouldn't have been time to dispose of it outside the aircraft.
Oh, I know where it went.
Detective Gumshoe, conduct a search if you would.
Right away, sir.
Mr. President, extraterritoriality. Extraterritoriality, there we go.
This line would be the end of me.
The extraterritoriality would be the end of me. I just cannot pronounce it.
I have no objection to the search. Please go ahead. If it will help us discover the truth behind what happened to Rook, I will not stand in your way.
What are you? I don't believe this! Rook this, Rook that. Don't you ever think about anybody else?
I mean, he also thinks about himself. So yeah.
The search has been authorized, Detective. If you wouldn't mind.
Oh, look. He even has his stomach.
Sir, I found a monitor.
Oh, wow.
Excellent work. Now go ahead and extract the bullet. Let's see if I put my hand in here and just... Come on, come on. Got it!
He put his hand through glass. That's very dangerous. The things Gumshoe does for, like, the truth to get out is absolutely impressive. Big fan. Big fan of that man.
This is the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. There is no doubt about it. And there you have it, Mr. Knight. The single piece of evidence you requested. Straight through your heart.
He remembered what you said about being a tank and was like, okay, bet. Shoves hands into glass. Gumshoe, no! Don't take me too literally! Hello, Sundancing Kitty. Good to see you. We are currently finding out the truth about a fake presidential assassination. Then Mr. Lloyd cannot be Brooks' killer.
What? No pathetic comeback? Detective, have forensics analyze this bullet for striations and compare them to the gun we found.
Yes, sir. We'll get the evidence we need. You can count on it.
Alright, let's hear what forensics has to say.
Our findings are as follows, sir. Firstly, the blood on the bullet is indeed that of the victim,
proving that it was the bullet that killed Mr. Rook.
Secondly, we found Mr. Knight's fingerprints on the gun,
probably from when I handed all the evidence over to him. Now for the key part, the striations. If they're not a match, Miss Lloyd is in the clear.
Lastly, the striations on the bullet are a match with that weapon.
Oh no! What? But how could that be?
Seems like we're not in the clear yet.
No way! Oh, come on!
There's no doubt about it, sir. This is the gun that fired the bullet.
Wow! Well, isn't that something? Look, he's so happy to just be
he's so happy to just be spinning his gun around. So much so that he's actually vibrating, attempting to phase out of existence.
Conclusive proof that I was right. What's the matter? You didn't think you had me black in the corner, did you? Yes, you misread the board. Because the only one back in the corner here is you.
Looks like we have one final testimony to handle. His counter.
There's no denying it. Forensics prove that the gun and the bullet are a match. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun you found in the spectator area. So who pulled that trigger? It can't have been me. I was up on the stage, which leaves your little friend. The hack killed Rook. She's the murderer, and you just proved it. Your move, Edgeworth. But just remember two things. One, where you found that gun. And two, which gun the fatal bullet came from. Whichever way you look at it, I can't have been the shooter. Grr, how did it come to this? Me and the president, we admit to faking an assassination attempt. Now it's your turn to admit something. Who the killer really is. There's no way Tabby did it, is there? Don't let him get you, Kay. We just need to go over his statements again. There must be something further we can deduce from them. So we need to press statements, basically. Okay, let's do this, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it!
Let's just keep pressing and see what we get.
Objection!
Mr. Knight. Oh no, you hold it. You were the one who proved this. Or are you saying the forensics was wrong? The bullet had been the victim's blood on it, which means it must be the one that took his life. And it does seem to have been fired from the gun we found in the trash can. Don't you just love this? Your face, Edgeworth. What a picture. Grr! Of a man darn straight, yes. Well spotted, you. Let's just agree the facts are what they are and move on. The gun fired the veiled bullet. So who pulled the trigger? It can't have been me. I was up on stage, which leaves your little friend.
Hold it!
What proof is there that Miss Lloyd fired that gun? What proof? How about the forensics you ordered? They didn't find her prints on, though, did they? Yeah, the only prints they found were yours, pal.
Objection!
From when I confiscated evidence, probably. Anyway, say it was Miss Journalist. Who was it? Cause it can't have been me. Your investigation put the shooter in the spectator area, doesn't it? Ugh. Are you ready to admit it yet? All the evidence points in one direction. The hack killed Brooke. She's a murderer, and you proved it.
Hold it!
Let's keep pressing. There, that's...
Objection!
Oh, I think I already... What was that you said? My forensics would back you up? Gah. How does it feel to be shot in the chest by your own conclusive proof, huh? Not so good, I imagine. The bullet and the gun are a match, Mr. Edgeworth. That kinda has to mean Tabby pulled the trigger, no? Even so, I simply don't accept that.
But sir, there's no denying the evidence.
There isn't, so what am I missing? I assume Miss Lloyd has to be innocent, but the gun and the bullet shouldn't be a match. What is it, Kay? I was just thinking if the evidence points to something that doesn't seem possible. Then maybe there's something wrong with it. You're asking me to call the evidence into question.
I mean, that's a good tactic, Kay.
Well, there's no way Tabby did this, right? So if the evidence says she did, then the problem must lie there.
You seem very sure about this. You seem very sure about this. Well, what is wrong here? We examined everything.
Call my great thief's intuition.
Intuition, huh? Still, she could be right. I simply don't believe Miss Lloyd to be a malicious liar, which means... someone who believes that evidence is everything in court. The irony is not lost on me, but... if I were to call a piece of evidence into question, it would be... Well, I'm gonna save here to make sure I don't make the wrong decision. Is it the gun? If something untoward is going on here, it would have to involve the weapon, not the bullet. After all, we only just recovered the bullet a little while ago. Furthermore, we know that Miss Knight had an opportunity to handle the gun. Now hand over the evidence you have gathered and remove yourselves from this plane.
I'll do as he says if I were you, Edgeworth.
Gah! This can't really be the end of the line. Can it?
Yeah, indeed, he had an ample opportunity. There's no doubt this gun is the weapon that was used in crime. Which means it must belong to
Bronco Knight, and that he swapped the guns together. And he swapped the guns all together.
Take that!
This gun belongs to Mr. Knight. You switched them around. That has to be it.
I think that's where I need to present the evidence. I'm going to save again. Nothing wrong with save scumming, everybody. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Save scumming is a good tactic. Yeah, we needed to just recheck the evidence.
Admit it. You switched the guns, didn't you, Mr. Knight? That's why the markings match the weapon in question. It was yours all along. Huh. An intriguing move there, Edgeworth. And? You must have made the switch when I handed over the evidence. Well, I was busy trying to make the case for evading on investigation. You took the laser sight from the gun we found in the trash can and put it on your own. Then, not long afterwards, you handed that gun back to me instead of the one we found.
Do we need to re-examine it? Nope.
I did I? You think I somehow knew you'd find let alone run forensics on that bullet sometime in the future? Is that so strange? You're a chess player after all. A man well used to thinking several moves ahead. I'm flattered, but much as it pains me to admit it, you're overestimating my abilities.
What, to just switch two guns? I think that's pretty easy.
Besides, do you even have any proof that I made the switch?
Seems like we have another testimony upcoming. Part number 2.
The gun is the same model as mine. Weird, sure, but it's just a coincidence.
I mean, every security guard had that.
And look, there's a laser sight attached. Also, take a look at the cylinder. 2 spent bullets, just what you'd expect to see. So what proof do you have that I switched the original gun out for mine, huh? None. That's what.
Joke's on you, bud. I'm stupid. Yeah, pretty much. Maybe the Anatoly Karpov was us all along. That's my, like, maybe the way that we're gonna take him is not by inviting Anatoly Karpov all the way. It's for us to manifest him deep within our hearts.
You say I'm overestimating your abilities. You surprise me. What can I say? I'm a modest guy. More modest than you, that's for sure. Everywhere except the chessboard, that is. Huh. Well, I didn't see a chessboard here, do you? Shame, still. Still, that gives you a nice excuse. I didn't mess up. I just didn't have the right evidence.
I don't think I'll be the one making excuses, rather.
I didn't mess up. They just got lucky with the evidence, will be your excuse, I'd imagine.
Time to present more evidence.
The gun is the same model as mine. Weird, sure, but that's just a coincidence. And look, there's a laser sight attached.
I mean, you could have switched it.
Also, take a look at the cylinder. 2 spent bullets. Just what you expect to see. So what proof do you have I switched the original gun for mine? None, that's what. How are we supposed to prove he switched the guns?
Unfortunately, we don't have any direct evidence of his wrongdoing.
But that's in itself a proof of kind. Because otherwise, the striations would line up as they do. Right, sir?
Right. We must carefully consider and infer what we can from the evidence that he brings up in his testimony. The truth is in there somewhere. Maybe the laser sight is something here.
Because you swapped it out on there. Put up or shut up, Edgeworth. Where's your evidence?
Well, that is.
Don't go making accusations you can't back up. Or did your daddy never teach you on
Oh my god, that's a low blow! His dad is dead! And his foster father is also dead. What the fuck, man? What a douche. This guy is like the douche canoe of the year.
As it stands, the facts are in my favor here.
You can't just say that! What the fuck, man? Like, this guy, like, no wonder he has this haircut. It's like, that is like a very douchey haircut.
Hold it!
No chill on this guy. Absolutely no chill. Have you seen him? He spins a gun around. There is no chill.
I've been meaning to ask, actually. What about your own weapon? How many spent bullets are in its cylinder? This old girl here? Well, now. I let loose a few rounds earlier, as you saw. He reloads his gun every time he fires it. But even if I would tell you how many there were at the time, you'd have no way of verifying that. Of course, to swap the guns properly, he'd have to maintain the right number of bullets per gun. He didn't have the chance to put on any gloves though, which means... Alright, I think it's time you did the right thing and resigned, don't you? Game's all done, see?
No, we still are manifesting the spirit of Anatoly Karpov. We're gonna save again. So it won't be embarrassing.
Objection!
I have your proof. Right here. That's your proof? I think you've been working too hard, Edgeworth.
I mean, yeah, you made me bust my ass for like the last 2 hours, like, and also last stream, just to figure out what's going on here. I'm working hard because of you. You're the problem here, Mr. Bitch Mullet.
Not the gun itself, but the evidence it carries. Evidence that will prove once and for all that it does in fact belong to you. I'm looking forward to this. Go ahead, make your move. What about it come play? The rook? The bishop? Not a pawn, surely. The evidence a gun will be provided, taken in the form of
bullet markings. No, wait, fuck. Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think the striations are... Please, I don't have to explain myself to you or anybody else, detective. No, don't say that.
Objection!
But it might be a good idea. How do you know bullet markings point to... How do you know the bullet markings point to me exactly? They spell out my name, maybe? You're a joke, Edgeworth. A total joke.
Oh, fuck.
Ugh, striations can only ever tie a bullet to a gun. Need something that can tie Mr. Knight himself to the weapon used in the crime. Maybe it's the blood?
Let's try figuring. Let's see. Let's try collect. Fingerprints? Fingerprints. Yeah, there's no way there's blood. Fingerprints. Namely, your prints, Mr. Knight.
Objection!
My prints? Ha! Of course my prints are on the gun. You handed it to me right when you gave the evidence. How could it not be there?
Objection!
I mean, depends where, my guy. What if I told you there are prints on part of the gun that you shouldn't have touched at any point?
What? Where? You can't prove that.
Oh, but I can't. There is a place where your fingerprints could never have been left if things happen as you say. Allow me to present a final piece of evidence that will bring our game to its rightful conclusion. Here, look closely at the cylinder, detective. 2 bullets fired, but where are the prints we're looking for, sir? You did indeed switch the guns when I handed you the evidence. But if that were all you've done, your deception would have been easily detected. Because the number of bullets fired by each gun was different. There were 2 spent bullets in the gun we found.
Yeah, but without Mr. Knight's gun.
We already fired 2 bullets from the stage into the balloon. We fired another bullet into Mr. Rook, ending his life. So 3 bullets in total, plus a few odd ones he let loose in shock during our little game. And after he shot, he reloaded his gun out of habit. With his bare hands, of course. Ugh. Officer, where exactly are Mr. Knight's fingerprints found? The ones you mentioned in your report. Sir, they were found in the exterior of the weapon, but also on the bullets themselves. Oh. Bitch, you done. I'm not sure they could have gotten there from me handing the evidence to Mr. Knight. There we have it. Proof that you did indeed switch the gun. This gun, the one which fired the bullet that killed Mr. Rook, is yours. And in taking his life, you are the true assassin. We got him good, but I didn't. Checkmate. No! Oh my god, he's coping and seething. And all the decisive evidence just dropped in his head. It's really funny. I was going to be the new chief of security. A blasted Rook. If it hadn't been for him, I would have been in charge by now. I would have had the control of the whole team. My plan was perfect. The fake assassination was supposed to be flawless. Detective Gumshoe. Right away, sir. Curse you, Edgeworth! Our game isn't over yet. I'm afraid this is as far as we go for today. The next moves we play will be in the courtroom. But it's not fair! It's not fair! Wow, what a loser. We really channeled Anatoly this stream. I'm very proud of all of us. And 5:12 p.m. Gourd Lake in the lakeside stage. Mr. Edgeworth, I owe you a debt of gratitude. You exposed the murderer within ranks of my own personal guard. I will not soon forget that. He's suddenly very presidential again now that we're back outside of the plane. I saw it, you know, when I first proposed a fake assassination to him. You want me to handle it, not Rook? Rook refused, but I can rely on you, can't I? Of course, sir. You can count on me. I'll put together a plan that can't possibly fail. And he'll play his part like the pawn he is. The hatred in his eyes was plain to see. He despised poor Rook. I was not entirely comfortable with moving forward with Knight in charge of a little deception. And looking back, I think he sensed my discomfort. I can't help thinking that I played a part in his decision to end Rook's life. Mr. President, none of this would have happened if you hadn't plotted to fake an attempt on your life. Yeah, I think that's the core. That was your crime, and it is a crime you will have to live with. You are right. I can only apologize for the part I played. And I will no doubt be made to pay my actions in one way or another. But I thank you nonetheless. You solved the riddles of Rook's demise, and for that I shall be eternally grateful. I will be in your country for a little while longer yet. But when I return home, perhaps you will visit us in Jiangfa,
You will always be welcome. And away he goes.
Oh, thank you! Y'all don't know how grateful I am. All's well that ends well.
Miss Lloyd, the accusation of murder you made against you was of course entirely groundless. After all, it was made on a plane. And the plane was on a lake.
But, Mr. Edgeworth, there is ground beneath the lake. I will take no constructive criticism, detective.
I love my little ad-libs. But the fact remains that you were a willing participant in the staged assassination attempt. The police will no doubt wish to speak to you about the matter. You should be aware that you will be punished for your actions.
Oh no, and I'm awful sorry about everything. Truly I am.
I understand your desire for a scoop, but there are limits.
There sure are. It got me some serious thinking to do. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth! That was something else! Local prosecutor solves assassination conundrum. Earns eternal gratitude of president.
He's really climbing up in the world, isn't he?
How's that for a headline? Hey! That's their my department! Mr. Prosecutor, how does it feel to solve such an important case? You must be over the moon.
Well, actually, I'm over a lake, but yes. She certainly doesn't stay down for long. No comment.
Dang! You're the one tight-lipped son of a gun!
As well I should be. This case is not over yet.
It isn't. How come, sir?
Because until we unravel the story behind this, the case will never be completely over. And I'm guessing it's the calling card from Shelley the Killer.
The killer's calling card.
Mr. the Killer has yet to complete his assignment.
You mean he might still try to murder the president?
I hope I'm wrong, but if I'm not, this could all blow up into something more sinister yet. As one would expect the attempted assassination of a president, the case was all over the news. My preparations for Mr. Knight's trial were constantly interrupted by requests from the press. There wasn't a person in the land who didn't know about this case. Everyone was talking about it. Yeah, it definitely sounds like something that would be talked about. But in the midst of the frenzy that followed, nobody noticed that this was the only first move in the game, far bigger than any of us could have imagined.
And with that, we finished the first case of Ace Attorney Investigation. To Prosecutor's Gambit. And I think the localized name for this case, Turnabout Trigger, actually fits, considering the fact that this is the trigger for the entire incident. Or at least it seems that way. Okay. We are probably gonna be ending the stream tonight because, well, we only have 20 minutes left, which is a little below the usual time, but I think that we'll have to meet all the new characters. Like, we'll have to wait until next week until we meet Eddie Fender, Verity Gavel, who is the beautiful lady in here, and Eustace Winner. I'm really excited because from what I remember, Eddie Fender or Raymond Shields, whatever, pick your poison, Verity Gavel, and Eustace Winner are all really cool characters, and I hope I will enjoy them as much as they did back in the day. Okay, I want to look up in the gallery and see what we get before we drop. And well, sharing my thoughts about the case. So this case was really damn good. I'd say it's even better. I would say it's even better than, it's definitely better than the first case of Investigations 2. I mean, of Terminal Visitor, and it's definitely better than, I would even say, Turnabout. I think it's actually even better than, like, the first few cases, 3 cases of, No, I think it's better than the first 2 cases of Investigations combined, solely for, like, the intrigue. It also fixes some of my main issues. I will say, like,
Bronco Knight does seem like a relatively one-note character, but but I know from canon knowledge that he has a few more layers going on. Same goes for all the characters in this game. In this case, perhaps with the exception of I mean, Tabby Lloyd is just a carbon copy of a lot of hearts, but it seems like the reason why we're not getting a lot of heart and instead we're getting Tabby Lloyd is because one of the main themes of this game is succession and passing on the torch and carrying a legacy. I want to look up in the accolades, see what I got. Anyways, there's also the photo album. We got some of the new images. There were like 12 images in this case alone. That's pretty impressive. And I also want to look in the character compendium, for we have a few more sprites to see. We have all the sprites of Mr. Wang here, which I am really impressed with how I mean, I am super impressed solely with the fact that wow, my brain is not working right now. I said I was solely impressed by something in this game, and then I forgot what it was. My brain decided to like take a dump. Like a total brain fart is what is happening here. Is there something I didn't look at yet? Oh, all the confrontation sprites, of course. It also fixed my mistakes with like making Gumshoe have a little more of a brain cell. Oh my god, I just noticed that like poor Gumshoe has... I just noticed that like Gumshoe's toes are exposed. Poor guy, because he has no money to buy socks. Walking with and like in general, walking with socks with holes is just like a very, very painful... It's not a very pleasant experience. Definitely not something I recommend to anyone. More things I want to look at around before we leave. I want to look at some of the character designs. Because they do show them. And here we specifically see the character designs for Nicole Swift, I think. Yeah, it seems like the Bondo... I don't know what Bando Land is. But I do like how she had like a dolphin. It seems like she was originally like some sort of fish figure. Maybe he likes his toes out and we should call Freak Shoe. Maybe. And it seems like there are some characters here that I don't know who they are yet. There are certainly a bunch of handsome Ikemen, but I don't know how they're related to the case. Oh no, maybe, oh crap, is this like, I hope it's not like related to like late spoilers. I just want to like pay attention to some of the sketches before we continue onwards. Maybe, maybe these are like scrapped characters from like, maybe these are like scrapped characters, that could be it. So here we have some of the illustrations. I just really like how expressive his illustrations are. I usually had the X-Scar, and then here it looks like a rock metal singer. And like that someone is holding it for him, that's really funny. It seems like the silhouette was mostly there, but like, and I really like this silly illustration of him like punching up and Edgeworth is just being swept away. That's such a funny idea. And here are all the character designs for our guy, with a lot of the planned animations and stuff. It does, like, I will say that like the curly stuff is nice, but I think that like his freak mullet communicates horse better than the other ones. And we also have some previous ones. It seems like there was also like a third agent, or maybe that was supposed to be the president, and then like I just really like how expressive the illustrations are. It's really cute. And they also thought about how Bastion, Rook, and Knight would look together. So it's really nice how they communicated. And also it seems like they originally had like crowns, like in crown guards, which is pretty on the narrows, and they just changed it to hands.
And then we have Nicole Swift with some of the illustrations, some scrapped. This was actually like a sprite from Lotta Heart, and it seems like they scrapped it because it was a little too similar. And here we have some previous designs. I like the little braids, but I think like the spiky hairdo does give her a little more. And it also seems like she's a biker. She definitely has a sporty thing going for her. Okay, more Shelly the Killer illustrations. Look at, wow. Iwamoto sure does love drawing his buff old men, doesn't he? He also has some like the illustrations for like the beat up and everything, which is really nice. Oh, look at how built Shelly the Killer is. It's pretty crazy. And there's their other illustrations. Look, first of all, we see that like his scar goes all the way here. And maybe this is just like a bunch of fan service right here. Not that. And also there's a really funny image of like Shilong Lang and Shelly the Killer fighting together. When did that happen? And they also like gave, it's nice. I really like all the variations on him. It's really cute. And the rest of the characters are spoiler-ronies for the next case, so I'm not going to look at them. So yeah, this stream was a bit shorter than the last one, but I hope you enjoyed it just the same. On Monday, we will be continuing Signalis, and so will my screen counts and everything else. And we'll be continuing this series probably on Saturday, the usual date. And I'll be uploading the stream to YouTube and a bunch of stuff, and yeah. But until we continue the adventure, stay frosty and have a lovely day.